Hello! Today we're going to review the air brakes test for Illinois CDL drivers. Air brake systems are critical for controlling heavy vehicles, and in Illinois, weather conditions like cold winters make understanding this system even more important. Let's go step by step and lock this in. What drives the air compressor on most Illinois CMVs? The vehicle engine via belt or gear connection. As long as the engine runs, the compressor maintains air pressure. No engine power means no new air, and eventually no braking ability. Let's continue. What is the governor cutoff pressure in a typical air brake system? Around 125 psi, where the compressor stops pumping. This prevents overpressurizing the system. Too much pressure can damage components. Next question. What is the governor cut-in pressure? Around 100 psi, where the compressor resumes pumping. This keeps pressure within a safe operating range. The system constantly cycles between cut-in and cut-out. Let's move on. What is the normal operating range for an air brake system? 100 to 125 psi. This is the safe working range for proper braking. Always verify this before driving. Continuing. What does the air pressure gauge tell the driver? The pressure level in the air tanks at all times. This is your real-time system status. Monitoring it prevents unexpected failures. Next point. At what pressure does the low air warning activate? 60 psi. Below this level, braking ability becomes unreliable. This is a critical warning threshold. Let's continue. What forms can the low air pressure warning take? A buzzer, warning light, or flag. It is designed to grab your attention immediately. You must respond without delay. Next question. What should a driver do when the low air warning activates while moving? Exit the road safely and stop immediately. Driving in these conditions risks total brake failure. This is a stop-now situation. Continuing. What happens to spring brakes when air pressure drops below roughly 20 to 45 psi? They apply automatically, stopping the vehicle. This is a built-in emergency system. Loss of air equals automatic braking. Next point. What are spring brakes? Emergency and parking brakes held back by air that apply when pressure is lost. They serve as a fail-safe. They activate during system failure. Let's move on. How does a driver release the spring brakes to drive? By building sufficient air pressure above the release threshold. Without enough air, the brakes remain applied. You must build pressure before moving. Next question. What is the purpose of air storage tanks on a CMV? To store compressed air for multiple brake applications. They provide reserve braking capacity. This allows safe stopping even if the compressor fails temporarily. Continuing. What must be drained from air tanks regularly in Illinois? Moisture and oil. These contaminants can freeze or damage components. Clean air is essential for proper function. Next point. How often should air tanks be drained in Illinois? Daily or after each trip. Frequent draining prevents moisture buildup. This is especially important in cold climates. Let's continue. What is a one-way check valve? A valve allowing air to flow in one direction only. It prevents air loss between tanks. This preserves system pressure. Next question. What is the safety relief valve? A valve that opens around 150 psi to release excess pressure. It protects against overpressure damage. Think of it as a safety backup. Continuing. What is the foot valve also called? The treadle valve. It controls airflow to the brakes. More pressure equals stronger braking. Next point. What happens when the driver presses the brake pedal? Air is sent to brake chambers to apply the brakes. Air pressure becomes mechanical force. That force stops the vehicle. Let's move on. What is a brake chamber? A container where air pressure moves a diaphragm to apply brakes. Each wheel has one. They convert air into motion. Next question. What is a slack adjuster? A mechanical arm compensating for brake wear. It maintains proper braking distance. Improper adjustment reduces effectiveness. Continuing. What is the S-cam brake? An S-shaped cam that forces brake shoes outward. It converts rotation into braking force. Common in drum brake systems. Next point. What is a disc brake on a CMV? A system where a caliper clamps a rotor. Provides strong, consistent braking. Performs better under heat. Let's continue. What is the dual air brake system? Two separate circuits for redundancy. If one fails, the other still works. This prevents total brake loss. Next question. What is the primary circuit? Controls rear axle brakes. Rear brakes provide major stopping force. Critical for stability. Continuing. What is the secondary circuit? Controls front brakes and sometimes trailer brakes. Front brakes assist control and stopping. Both systems work together. Next point. What is the air loss rate with brakes released? No more than 3 psi per minute. Higher loss indicates leaks. Leaks must be fixed before driving. Let's continue. What is the air loss rate with brakes applied, single vehicle? No more than 3 psi per minute. This tests system integrity under pressure. Excess loss is unsafe. Next question. What is the air loss rate with brakes applied, combination? No more than 6 psi per minute. More components allow slightly higher loss. Still must be within limits. Continuing. How long to build pressure from 50 to 90 psi? Within 3 minutes. Ensures the compressor works properly. Slow buildup signals a problem. Next point. How long to build from 85 to 100 psi? Within 45 seconds. This confirms normal system performance. Slow response is unsafe. Let's move on. What is the pre-trip air brake application test? Pressure drop should not exceed 3 psi per minute. This checks for leaks. Essential before driving. Next question. What is brake fade and what causes it? Loss of braking from overheating. Continuous braking builds heat. Heat reduces friction. Continuing. What is the correct downgrade technique? Low gear and controlled braking intervals. This prevents overheating. Never rely on brakes alone. Next point. What is stab braking? Applying and releasing brakes repeatedly. Used without ABS. Prevents wheel lockup. Let's continue. What is ABS and how does it change braking? Prevents wheel lockup. Driver applies steady pressure. Do not pump brakes. Next question. What does the ABS warning light indicate? A system fault requiring service. Normal brakes still work. ABS assistance is lost. Continuing. What is the parking brake control? A yellow push-pull knob. Pulling it applies spring brakes. Secures the vehicle. Next point. What is the trailer air supply valve? The tractor protection valve control. Controls air to the trailer. Critical for safe operation. Let's move on. What does pulling the red knob do? Shuts off air and applies trailer brakes. Prevents trailer movement. Used during uncoupling. Next question. What are glad hands? Airline connectors. Blue service, red emergency. They link tractor and trailer systems. Correct connection is essential. Continuing. What happens if glad hands are crossed? Brakes malfunction. System will not work properly. Always verify connections. Next point. What is the trailer hand valve used for? Testing only. Using it while driving can cause jackknife. Never use it in motion. Let's continue. What is a quick release valve? Speeds up brake release. Prevents dragging brakes. Improves control. Next question. What is a relay valve? Speeds brake application using nearby air. Important for long vehicles. Reduces delay. Continuing. What causes delayed brake response? Air travel time in long vehicles. Longer lines mean slower response. Increases stopping distance. Next point. What is total stopping distance? Perception plus reaction plus brake lag plus braking distance. Air brakes add lag time. Understanding this improves safety. Let's continue. What is brake lag distance? Distance before brakes fully apply. About half a second delay. Significant at highway speeds. Next question. What tire condition increases stopping distance? Worn tires with low tread. Reduced traction increases stopping distance. Especially dangerous in wet conditions. Continuing. What effect does a heavy load have on stopping distance? Increases stopping distance. More weight requires more force. Plan extra space. Next point. What is the Illinois-specific winter concern for air brakes? Moisture can freeze in airlines. This can cause brake failure or delay. Daily draining is critical in cold weather. That's your Illinois